Good morning, everybody. All right, we're going to pick back where we left off yesterday. Okay, so you can go ahead and open up your math notebook to where we were yesterday. Excuse me.
Am I just in time?
What, baby?
Am I just in time?
Yep, you're good.
All right.
Hey, Miss Hall.
Good morning.
Is that gray or black? Is that gray or black?
So we're starting back where we last started?
Yes, we are starting where we left off yesterday.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, we're still missing a few, so we're going to give them a few more minutes to log on.
Miss Hall, I
Yes.
saw on LMS thingy where it on the things due it said investigation. Did we have to take a picture of the investigation we're doing today?
No, you didn't have to, baby. There's not going to be anything that you have to submit to me. It's just what we have on here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to move it. This I'm not a ghost.
Yesterday I submitted it.
That's fine, honey. No problem.
Miss Hall, are we
Yes.
gonna have any real homework this week?
No, not this week. Next week you will, but not this week.
Okay.
At least not anything you have to submit. All right. Move this so I can get it plugged into my board so that I can write.
Okay, can anyone hear me about my mic? Or
I can hear you.
Can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello?
I hear you, okay.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm using my audio or my mic.
I have no idea.
Because my mic's up here, so you shouldn't be able to hear me. So I have no idea if I'm using my audio or my mic. But
Okay, well, you just need to be muted on here, baby.
Miss Hall,
Yes.
my dog wants to
Look
say
at the
hi.
puppy dog. Hi, puppy dog.
His name is Brother.
Hi, brother.
Hey, Miss Hall.
What, sweetheart?
I gotta go do something real quick.
Okay.
It'll take like 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
has class technically started yet? Has class even technically started yet?
Well, it's 9:02, so yeah, we're just making sure that everybody gets on here.
I woke up at 6, but I'm just now eating breakfast.
All right.
I
I'll
thing I'll probably
when
do
it's
is
full
probably
class.
just wake up at like 6. Therefore, I can
I'll
just
wake up
like
at
get
Lydia,
on
your
my
puppy
phone.
dog's adorable.
I woke up at 8 o'clock.
For the first time in my life, I got up at 7.
I got up at 8:45.
Bro, what's going on, live show?
I would probably wake up at 8:50, but I have a dog and it's hard to sleep in.
Yes, this is true.
I woke up 5 minutes before. And my
All
cousin
right,
came
guys,
over
I'm
too.
going to go ahead and take a roll. That way you can figure out who is here and who you're missing. So, to do that. All right. Laney Brooke, you and Coop have to be quiet. Sorry, talking to my children. Okay, guys. Let's see. Lane, are you here? All right. Carter. Wesley.
Here.
Madeline. Hunter.
Here.
Caleb. I thought I saw Caleb's name.
He said here.
Okay. All right.
And he said here.
Madison and Mackenzie.
They're here.
They're here.
Okay. Lillian.
Here.
Emma.
Here.
Amelia.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Elisha.
Here.
Christian.
Here.
Sophie.
Here.
Alyssa.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Claire.
Here.
Addison.
Here.
Allie Armstrong.
Here.
Emily.
Here.
Lexi.
Here.
Sean.
Here.
Lydia.
Here.
Aiden.
Here.
Kaylee.
Here.
Grant.
Here.
Lindsay. Lindsay, you here, sweetheart? I think I heard her. Okay. Jeremy.
Here.
Millie Beth. Millie Beth, you here, baby?
No, I'm here.
Okay, got it. Blakely.
I'm sorry. I'm
Here.
glitching bad. Yes,
That's
I am.
okay.
I'm glitching bad.
Collins. Collins, you there, sweetheart?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Micah. Yep, he's here. His sound's not working. All right. Dara.
Here.
Paige.
Here.
Hannah.
Here.
Hannah. Kenna here.
Here.
Okay. Tucker.
Here.
All right. Now my class. Shannon.
Here.
Katie.
Here.
Ben.
Here.
All right. Avery.
Here.
Okay, there we go. Colby.
Here.
Elliot.
Here.
Allie. Holland.
Here.
Anna and Ella.
Here.
Briggs.
Here.
Libby.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Tegan.
Here.
Mason.
Here.
River.
Here.
Mallory.
Here.
Addie Grace.
Here.
And Anna Kate.
Here.
All right.
Miss Hall.
Is Lane or Carter, are they on yet?
I think Carter.
I think Lane's on.
I'm
I don't
here.
know about Carter.
Miss
All right.
Hall.
Yes, baby.
Miss Breath had to bring my is bringing my sister some stuff for school, so Carter may be
Pretty
with
sure.
her.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Lane is here. I can check.
Okay. Got it.
Lane's on. He's in the participants list.
Okay.
He's on.
Cool. All right, we're good. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put everybody on mute for right now. All right. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Okay, so here is where we left off yesterday, right? Where we were finding our measurement of our central angles. So what we're going to do today, Cooper Michael, Lane, you broke, quiet. Sorry, I'm telling my children to be quiet. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we are going to, first, I'm going to show you how to be able to construct your pie chart or circle graph. And then we're going to move on to another type of data. We've been talking about qualitative data, so then we're going to talk about quantitative data, okay? So let's pick up with where we left off, and I am going to go to our next slide. Oh, hold on. Okie dokie. So you do not have to write this whole thing down that is at the top. Now, if you want to do the circle and just kind of do a rough sketch with what I'm showing you, then that is totally fine and acceptable, okay? So what we need to do is, first off, we need to find the middle of our circle. And so the middle of my circle right here, you know, normally we would already know the midpoint because of using our protractor. So the middle of my circle is going to be right here. Okay. So this is where all of the central angles are going to start. From here, we need our protractor. So I'm going to pull up my protractor that goes with my math program. All right, here's my protractor. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. There we go. All righty, and I'm going to set the crosshairs as close as I can get them to the center on the board. All right, so I have my protractor. So what I'm going to do from here is I need to make one radius on here to begin with, okay? So I'm going to use my straight edge, and I'm going to draw, or well, let me move this first. Okay, let's see. It's easier to use a regular protractor, much easier. All right, so I'm gonna draw my first radius along the straight edge here. Okay, so let's begin by looking at what we said the measurement of the central angle for Michigan is. Look back for me at your notes from yesterday. And Elisha, how many degrees is the central angle for Michigan?
90.
90 degrees, very good. So what I'm going to do is my radius is pointing this way, so I'm going to go around the outside. Here's 90. So I'm going to make a little mark here. That tells me, come on. Why is my pen not working? There we go. All righty, so that tells me where my second radius is going to go. So now I'm going to move my protractor, and I am going to use a ruler to draw the other end of this radius. All right. So Mr. Ruler, I need you to come right here. I want to move it down. It's going to go that way a little bit. Hold on.
Your ruler's crooked.
My ruler
Miss
is crooked.
Hall.
That's why I'm trying to fix it. It doesn't want to fix.
Miss Hall.
Hold on. So, okay, ruler, no. Okay. We're not going to use the ruler because this ruler's crazy. So I'm just going to freehand it right now. Y'all forgive me. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to draw my second radius straight up. So that means that right here I have formed a sector where the central angle for this is 90 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to have 90 degrees right there. And this sector right here represents Michigan. So I'm going to write Michigan in this sector. Okay.
Miss Hall, that wasn't a bad straight line.
I actually did a pretty decent one. I'm surprised, believe it or not. It happens.
Miss Hall.
Yes.
I can't find my protractor, so is it okay that I just...
Yes, sweetie, you're just doing a rough sketch right now. You're fine. You don't have to use your protractor. We're going to do this part when you get back in the classroom when you have it.
Miss Hall,
Yes.
my protractor broke.
I'm sorry.
Miss Hall,
Uh-huh.
is it okay that I screenshotted it so I can just go back and do it later?
That's fine, sweetheart. All right. What, baby?
Still at school because when my dad brought my supplies back, he didn't grab it because it was.
That's okay. It's okay. Guys, you don't have to have your protractor right now. I'm just showing you how to do it right now, okay? I'm just showing you. All right, so now let's go back and let's look. And let's see. Our next one is Ohio, okay? The measurement of the central angle for Ohio is 60 degrees. So I'm going to come back over here. I already have a radius right here. Whoa. There we go. I already have my first radius right here, which is the one going up and down beside Michigan, because remember, these are connecting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my protractor over. First, I'm going to turn it. Then I'm going to bring it over here so that it's lined up again with the center. And I'm starting with the outside numbers. Now I'm going to look, I'm going to go around until I get to 60 degrees. 60 degrees will be right here. Okay. So that is where the other radius for this central angle is going to go for Ohio. So I'm going to move my protractor. And normally, of course, I would use a ruler. But I'm going to now draw my line over.
Miss Hall, I used the bottom of my protractor to make my straight lines.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so now this central angle right here is 60 degrees. And this is for, this sector represents Ohio. Now, one thing I want you to notice, guys, is how these are connecting. So you're using one radius from the previous sector to make your new central angle for the next division. Okay? All right. Yes, ma'am.
Why did you put it into why didn't you put it as a straight line instead of putting it up?
Okay, because that was the measurement of 60 degrees, okay? So if it was a straight line, then that would be 90 degrees. So because the angle is only 60, I use my protractor to measure to 60 degrees, and that's where I would connect it from there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Grant,
Hall?
yes, baby. I saw where Grant raised his hand.
Yeah, I'm going to use the restroom.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Miss Hall?
Yes.
So, how come we're using the outside numbers instead of the inside numbers?
Because my first radius is pointing to the left, and if it's pointing to the left with the first radius, then we use the outside numbers. If the first radius is pointing to the right, then we would use the inside numbers.
Well, Miss Hall.
Yes.
do we have to write down all in the circle, or do we do that when we go back in class?
We're going to do that when we get back in class, sweetheart. Right now, you just
Okay.
watch it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. So that's Michigan and Ohio. Now let's look back and let's see. We had Kentucky. Kentucky is a 30-degree angle. All right. So what we want to do now is we want to take our protractor. Whoops. I don't want to make it bigger. No. I want to rotate it. No. Please rotate. Rotate for me. Rotate. The protractor obviously does not like me right now. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate it to where it's going to be in the center, but I also need it to be, hold on, I do need it bigger, but I want it to be lined up. Okay, hold on. Y'all, my board is having issues this morning. It does not like me. There we go. All righty, so I want it lined up. Okay, so here's my crosshairs at the center point. You can see that the 0-degree line is lined up right here with my radius. So we said Missouri is 30 degrees, okay? Or it's not Missouri, excuse me, Kentucky. Kentucky is 30 degrees. We have it to the left, so we're using the outside numbers. So we're going to go from 0 over to 30. We're going to make a line where 30 is. Okay, so to make a 30-degree angle, I'm going to connect right here. So let's shift my protractor a bit. And now we are going to come over here and we're going to connect. All righty, so this right here, this angle that we just made is going to be a 30-degree angle. And this is going to represent Kentucky. So are you noticing so far that when we are using these circle graphs like this, when we are using these circle graphs, your sectors, you can see which one is larger, which one is smaller, and that's an easy way to be able to compare them, okay? So to continue next, we have Missouri. Missouri is also 30 degrees. So I'm going to take my protractor, line the crosshairs back up, and then I'm going to rotate. No, not make bigger or smaller. I want to rotate. Okay, come on, baby. All righty, so that my crosshairs are lined up. Good, and now it's level with this radius. So again, 30 degrees is what Missouri is. So I'm going to make a line at 30 degrees. Okay, and then I'm going to move this. I'm going to connect it. And here's another 30-degree angle. And this represents Missouri. All right, and then the last one that we have left, we see is the other states. Other states should be 150 degrees. Since that's the last one left, that should mean that this whole sector right here should represent that. But we still want to use our protractor to check and make sure that that is correct and we didn't make an error. So I'm going to take my protractor. I'm going to line up the crosshairs.
Miss Hall.
Hold on one second. All right, so this time we're going to use the inside numbers because my radius is going to the right. If we do that, we start at 0, we go around, and we see that it is indeed a 150-degree angle from where it comes. So this last part right here, we're going to mark as 150 degrees. And this represents other states. Okay? Yes, who had a question? Anna Kate?
I think I did something wrong
All right, what happened?
because when I did it, 150 went into Missouri, like partially
Okay.
went inside Missouri.
Yeah, it was probably just a little bit off on your measurements. Again, that's something we'll check when we get back in the classroom.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna.
Miss Hall,
Yes.
I was confused on when you put your protractor S30. It confused me because like I didn't really see it because it kept going in and out.
Okay, that's okay, sweetheart. What I would encourage you to do is go back and just look at the video on YouTube a little later when you've got time to be able to check and see there, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, so that is the rest of constructing our circle graph or our pie chart. We can see our different sectors or slices of the pie that are right there. And we can see and compare them. We can tell the other states take up the most amount of the production of cars and trucks with all the other states combined. But of the 4 top states, we see Michigan has the largest piece, then Ohio, and then Kentucky and Missouri. All right. And again, I know that this is a little bit of a difficult concept when you don't have your protractor right there, but I at least wanted to introduce it to you. That way when we get back in the classroom, we'll have a tad bit of a better understanding of how it's going to work. Okay? All right, so let's move on then to the next piece of information. So we have been talking about qualitative data that had to do with categories. Now we are going to shift to talk about quantitative data. Quantitative data is data related to quantities or numbers. So here is where we are focusing more on the quantity and the number part. So I'm going to give you just a second to get that part written down. So what the graphs that we are going to do here are going to focus on is each individual number or each individual piece of data and measurement. All right, so the first type of graph that we are going to talk about with quantitative data is going to be a line plot, okay? A line plot. So line plots display individual data points. Line plots display individual data points. And a line plot is pretty much what it sounds like. It simply kind of looks like a number line going across, and then you're plotting each point where it goes. And I'm going to show you one of those in just a second. Cooper Hall. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little scenario up here on the board. You do not have to write this part down, okay? You do not have to write the red part down. I know you're thinking, thank you, I don't really want to have to write all that down. Okay, it says, suppose that 18 students take a test that has 20 possible points. Their scores listed in increasing order are as follows. We had 5, 8, 8, 10, 10, 11, 12, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19. Well, first of all, it sounds like half the class doesn't study, which is not good. But you guys are not like that. You study, you do good.
Whoever had 5 definitely failed.
Yes. Okay, so what we are going to do is they're taking this information and they're going to put it on a line plot, okay? the line plot to begin with is going to look like this right here at the bottom, okay? We have basically a number line from 0 up to 20 because all of the possible scores are listed here, anywhere from making a 0 up to making 20 possible points correct. Cooper Michael, no. Sorry. The youngest child is not wanting to cooperate with his mama this morning. It will be okay. All righty, so what we're going to do from here is we are going to take each of these scores and we are going to plot them where they belong, okay? So first of all, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. Okay, so to begin with, we had a 5. So what we would do is we would come over on top of the 5 and we would put an X right above the 5 to represent that one score of a 5 points correct. Okay. Next, we see that there are 2 8s. So we're going to go over to where 8 is, and we're going to put 2 X's above the 8. What do you think we're going to do for the 10s, Grant?
Sorry, I was still writing down.
Oh, it's okay. All right, tell me then, Amelia, what do you think that we're going to do with those 2 10s that are there?
You're going to put 2 X's over the 10?
Very good. We're going to put 2 X's above the 10. So go over to the 10, and we're going to put 2 X's above the 10 to represent those scores. So I'm just going to kind of cross them off as we go, and we've plotted them. All right, next score we have is 11. So we're going to move over and we're going to put 1 X above the 11. Plot that there. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 12s. So we're going to go to 12 and we're going to put 4 X's to represent the 4 students right here who got 12 points. Next we have 13, and there are 2 13s. So we are going to go to the 13. We are going to put 2 X's here to represent those 2 students. We have 1 14, so we're going to go above the 14 tag, and we are going to write the X right there above the 14. We don't have any 15, so we're skipping that. Next, we have 1 16, so we go over to 16, and we put 1 X to represent the student that made 16 points. We have 2 17, so we move to the 17 mark, and we put 2 X's to represent those 2 students. We have 1 18, so we're going to go to the 18 tick mark, and we're going to write 1 X to represent the 18. And last but not least, we have 1 19. So we are going to go to the 19, and we are going to put 1 X above that tick mark to represent that student. So this is what a line plot looks like, okay? It is simply a number line from your first possible score to the last possible score, and you are taking and putting an X for each score to represent that student. So what we're going to do now is we're going to think, okay, why exactly do I need to use a line plot? What is it going to help me with? Well, it's going to help you in a variety of different ways to be able to figure out some information. Some of that information we are about to do right now. So does everybody have this part copied down? Everybody good? All right. Okay, I'll give you another second. You're fine.
Do we draw the test scores part?
Yes, you got to draw your line plot.
Miss Hall,
Mm-hmm.
what is the Northside 6th grade website or like YouTube channel?
I will send it out to your parents, okay?
Mom's at work.
Okay, then I'm trying to think. I don't have it off the top of my head, Anna Kate, but I'll figure out a way to get it to you, okay?
It's Miss
Okay.
Johnson's 6th grade class.
And
That's
Kate, I'll
the
just send it to
entire.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Just Miss Johnson, 6th grade.
So this the number.
That's basically what it is.
from-
It's just Miss Johnson, 6th grade class.
All
That's what
right.
it is.
Hey guys, by the way, be careful what you say on the chat on here. I can see everything that you're saying. And if I were you, I'd to pay attention to math to make it a little bit more interesting and to make sure that you understand what's going on. Alrighty, I'm gonna give you about 15 more seconds, so make sure you're getting this down real quick.
About this line plot, this is supposed to look like it from all the numbers from 5, 8, 8, 10, 10, and then
Yes,
all
what we
the
did is we took all of these numbers from right here and we plotted them on here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next slide. It's still gonna have this up here where you can still see it, okay guys? All right, let's see. So I'm gonna move this that way you can see it. Whoa, hold on. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna practice doing now is we're gonna practice finding 4 different things, okay? The first of these things is called the mean. The mean is what we know as the average of the numbers. Now, this part's going to be pretty easy for you because you guys already know how to find an average. You simply add up all the numbers and then divide by how many numbers that you added together. So I'll give you a minute to write that down and continue doing the chart in case you need to. All right, the next of the 4 things that we're going to learn how to find is what we call the median. The median is simply the middle number when the data are arranged in numerical order. And that kind of goes back to where on the slide previous to this one, we had the numbers listed in increasing order from smallest to largest. All right, the third thing we're going to learn how to find is the mode. The mode is the most frequently occurring number. In other words, which number was on there the most? That's going to be your mode. And last but not least, the fourth thing that you're going to learn how to find is the range. The range is the difference between the greatest and the least of the numbers. Between the greatest and the least of the actual data numbers.
You like that monster truck one?
All righty. Anybody need more time writing those down? Okay, take a couple more minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Restroom.
Yeah, go ahead, sweetie.
Miss Hall,
Yes.
may I use the restroom?
Yeah, go quickly.
Okay.
Miss Hall, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm already done.
All right, if you finish, then just hang tight. Just kind of checking to make sure everybody's good. Lillian, did you have a question, sweetheart? I saw where your hand was raised.
No, ma'am. I put it up earlier.
Oh, okay. God bless you, buddy. God bless you.
Miss Hall,
Miss Hall.
Yes.
Miss Hall.
Uh-huh.
Miss Hall, can I go get my charger? My phone's about to die.
Yeah.
Miss Hall.
What, baby?
Wait, I forgot what I was gonna ask.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's actually start calculating some of these things. If you're not finished, just keep writing it down. It is okay. So, Cooper, Michael. All right, so what we are going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write down the numbers that were on that previous slide because we are going to need to see these. All right, so just a second. And I'm going to bring these over to the next slide so that we can see them. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right. So what I want you to do for right now is, hold on, let me actually move this. I'm going to slide this over. Okay. This picture we don't need right this second. I'll bring it back. All right, so I want you to take a moment. I want you to write down these numbers right here just as they are listed. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to start calculating to find our mean, median, mode, and range. So quickly write this list of numbers down for me. Excuse me. All right, so
May I go grab my pencil sharpener?
Yeah, go grab it. The first thing that we need to do here is we need to find the mean, okay? The mean is the average of the numbers. So what we're going to do is we are simply going to find the average. So I'm going to write mean down here. All right, so we're going to add them all up, okay? For the sake of time, I'm going to add them up with you on the calculator, okay? So we have 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 10 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 13 plus 14 plus 16 plus 17 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19. That gives us a total of 227. So now we're going to take that 227 and we're going to divide it by 18 because there were 18 scores. So let me write that down. 227 divided by 18. And that is going to give us an average of 12.6 rounded to the nearest 10. So our mean of this data is going to be 12.6.
Miss Hall?
Yes.
So all you basically do is find the average?
Yes, you find the average. The mean is just a fancy mathematical term for average.
Mind blown.
Okay, so now let's practice finding the median. Now, the very most important thing to remember when finding the median is that the numbers must be arranged in numerical order. In other words, they must be either from least to greatest or greatest to least. They can't be all mixed up and jumbled up, okay? Now, we are good because our numbers right here are in numerical order from least to greatest. So we want to find the middle number, okay? So the easiest way, and y'all are going to laugh at me, but the way that I like to do it, just to make sure that I don't accidentally pick the wrong number, is I like to go from the outside, the two that match on the outside, and then in, and then in, and then in, and then in, okay? So that's how I'm going to do it. So the two outside numbers, we have 5 and we have 19. 8 and 18. 8 and 17. 10 and 17. 10 and 16. 11 and 14. 12 and 13. 12 and 13. Oh, but look at that. There's not just one middle number, is there? There are two numbers that are in the middle. So guess what? If there are two numbers in the middle, then you just find the average of those two numbers. Okay? We have 12 and 12. Well, that's 24 divided by 2 is 12, right? So our mean is 12. Now let's pretend something for a second, okay? Let's pretend that there was another number in the middle right here. It would have to be 12. Then these two would cancel and we would be left with the one middle number that is the median. Okay? So the median is simply the one middle number. If your center or middle has not exactly one, but it has two that kind of split the center, then you just find the average of those two. All right. Median is probably the most confusing of these four, but you guys, it's totally doable with practice, I promise.
Hello.
All right, Cooper, go. You said hi, now go.
Mommy, can we go play outside?
Yes, y'all go play outside, go for it. All righty, now let's talk about the mode, okay? The mode is probably the easiest of all these four, all right? So I'm gonna write mode over here. The mode is simply the number that you see the most of. This is where that line plot kind of comes in handy, all right? So let's look back there. Look at your line plot right there. Which one has the most of that number? 12, right? All right, so that means the mode is equal to, whoa, hold on. The mode is 12 because that's the number that there's the most of in our list. If there had been like 5 17s, then that would have been the mode. So the mode is just the number that you see the most in the list. Okay. The range is probably the next easiest. Okay. To find the range, all we want to do is we want to take the greatest number in the data, which is 19, minus the least number in the data, which is 5, and that gives us the range. What's 19 minus 5? 14. So the range is 14. All right, so it was 19 minus 5. Okie dokie. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take some information and we are going to make our own line plot. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. You do not have to write this part right here down, okay? So deep breath. You do not have to write that part down. It says the daily high temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit for 20 days in a row are listed below. Organize the data by writing the temperatures in increasing order and then display them in a line plot. So we're going to take these numbers and we are going to write them in order from least to greatest first. You are going to write the numbers with me. Okay?
I'm going to wear my jacket.
No, Cooper, you're not.
It's raining outside.
No, Cooper, you're not. Okay. So let's look first. Which number right here is going to be our least? What's it going to be, Avery? Which one?
$49.
No, smaller.
47.
47. There we go. All right. So 47, and I'm going to cross it off because I've used that one. What's the next smallest? Grant.
49.
48. All right, so there's 48. Good. All right, the next smallest that we have is 49. So we'll write 49. All right. Let's see. Lydia, what's going to be next? I can't hear you. You're on mute, sweetie.
Sorry. 50.
50, very good. All righty, there's 150. All right, Briggs, what's going to come next?
51.
That would be 52.
No.
51. It's 51.
Next is going to be 51.
Cooper's right.
I know, I'm an idiot.
Chipping in the background.
Yeah.
Me and Cooper can swap places. I'll be fine with me. I'll go back to pre-K.
Okay.
22. 52.
Cooper Hole, please be quiet. All right, then we have a 52. All right. No more 52s.
I mean, Cooper isn't wrong.
This is true. All right, now for 53, we have to list it each time that it's there. So there's 153 right here. Here's another 53 right there. And there's another 53 at the end. So we have to list it each time that it's there. All right, let's see. Do we have any 54s? No. No 55. So next is going to be 56. There's 1, 2 56s. So we've got to put 56 2 times. All right, 57. There's 157. All right, let's see 58. Here's 1, 2 58s. So write it twice.
Okay, I'll write it twice.
All right, there's not any 59s. Next would be 60, and we have 1, 2, 3 60s. All right, do I have any 61s? No.
Mommy,
62, there's 1,
hey, Mommy,
2 62s. So we got to write 2 of those.
Mommy, I'm so hungry. Mommy, I'm hungry.
And then lastly, we have 163.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Hush. All right, so we've done the first part, and we have written these in increasing order. Now we are going to display them on a line plot. All right, here's the fun part. So we need a line going all the way across. And we're going to do like the other one, and we're going to kind of go counting by 5s. All right, so we'll start at 45. 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 60. Nope, but 55, 56. Good grief. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. All righty. So there is what our line is going to look like. Now I want to make sure that all of my tick marks are about the same in height. That way the X's will be pretty even. Okay, so it's time to start plotting them. So first we have 147. So let's go to, here's 47. We're going to put 1X. All right, 48, we have 1. 49, we have 1. 50, we have 1. 51, we have 1. And so far, it's kind of boring because they're all 1s. 52, we have 1. Oh, but 53, we have 3 of them. So we need 3 X's on 53. 1, 2, 3. All right, we don't have any 54s, no 55s. Oh, we have 2 56s, so 2 X's. Now notice I want to keep them to where they're about even with one another, right? That way it gives us a good visual representation. All right, I have 157, 2 58s, no 59s, 1, 2, 3 60s, no 61s, I have 2 62s, and I have 1 63.
I need to do, I need to try something. I got a good one. What do I need? I'm gonna show you what you have to do. You gotta do this.
All righty. We're going to stop here for today. We have just a little bit more of investigation 5 that we will finish tomorrow. And then we will jump straight into investigation 6. Okay. Investigation 6 is a bit shorter. All righty.
Are we good to go?
What we're going to do tomorrow when you come back to math, make sure that you have your math notebook opened right back to where we left off because we're going to use this line plot, okay?
Are we good to go?
You guys tomorrow.
Okay.
You are free to go.
Goodbye,
Miss
Miss
Hall. Have a good
Hall.
day.
Bye, Miss
Bye
Hall.
bye.
Bye.
My dog's playing right here.
Bye.
Lola.
Bye, Miss Hall.
Bye.